what's the most common issues that you have to deal with on a daily basis?
It's mostly cosmetic. I mean, we're pretty picky. I'm pretty picky. I see a lot more than I think most people would, just from lighting and because we're looking really closely at everything. So I think we pick up on more things than the average person would because we're shooting for a higher quality, and that's probably the first thing that's going to stand out to somebody, and then playability, but that's always more straightforward in terms of what we're looking for. But with all different types of finishes and brands and makes and models, and there's just a lot that can happen between here and the factory or happen at the factory that someone might be unhappy with or we're unhappy with that we need to fix.
So when you first take a look at a ukulele, like, do you have an idea of how long it's going to take you?
I have an idea of how long I want it to take, but sometimes some brands or models, I know what little extra things have to be done to them, and some there are less things that need to be done, or the factory setup is closer to what we would set it at than some other ones, so some will be quicker in that regard, and other things like the finish or special instructions from a customer if we have to put a pickup in it. Some bridge and saddle types take longer with pickup installations than others just because of the design and the way it works and the way it's going to balance and everything, and some pickups take longer than others if there's soldering involved, or if there's a more difficult like bracing pattern to kind of work around. I can kind of base it around that, but there's always little hidden things that come up that need to be handled.
All right, so we ran into some issues with this one on the electronics, and it's just no matter what I do to try to fix it, it's just keeps being uneven, or it's kind of crackly. That's why we get backed up sometimes. We run into these kinds of issues, and we have to do 2, maybe 3, sometimes 4 setups or 4 checks before we find a ute that's ready for setup. Every single order gets the same scrutinous check to make sure that you're getting the best ute from us.
Hi, my name is Eli, and I am an ukulele setup specialist. What I'm doing right now is doing a fret dress on this ukulele, because basically there's a little unevenness in the frets, and we want the fretboard to be pretty much as even as possible so we can set the action as low as possible without any kind of buzz going on any particular fret. So what I'm doing is just taking this file. What we want to do is kind of just go across the entire fretboard until it kind of kisses the first fret, and then from there you want to dial it back. So we're going to take our crowner, which is going to basically round off all of these really sharp edges, and then go from fret to fret. Obviously, the biggest benefit with ordering from us is the fact that we actually take stuff out of the box. We make sure you're not getting something that's going to be flawed right out of the box, which happens quite often when you're dealing with an import instrument, basically. I don't know, I think it's pretty invaluable, because we're basically like a second quality control for a lot of these companies. So you order from us and you don't got to worry about having to send anything back, because we've already tried to make sure that everything that could be wrong with it is not wrong with it.
I hope that they know that the reason it takes longer to ship is because we're working on it. We offer pretty good shipping deals as far as transport time, but not always do people realize that the reason there is a processing time is because we're working on them and we spend so much time weeding out defective ones and improving all of them. And that there is a lot that goes into it. And if for some reason we do have to contact the customer to let them know, say we went through the last ones that we had in stock and we ran into issues, that we're not just trying to find excuses or something to cover ourselves. It's because we don't want to send an inferior product, even if that means we might have to cancel or refund the customer. We're not just trying to get your money and ship something out. If it's not going to be good for you, then we're not going to try and stick you with something that you're not going to be happy with. So if we catch it, then we're going to point it out to you if we can't fix it. And either that means finding something else or coming to a different solution.